There's a fine line that marketers and advertisers walk as they begin to understand audiences not just as large groups or segments, but truly as individuals, as consumers, as customers. And the challenge is that typically marketers have to do a lot of guessing. We have to guess that our creative is going to work. And even though we may do focus groups and surveys, we have to hope that we're getting the right return on investment. So there's a lot that we don't know. There's a lot of questions we have to ask. In many cases, it's like a puzzle. It's like you're trying to build a puzzle, but you only have so many pieces, and nobody has shown you what that puzzle is supposed to look like. What that can result in is some inappropriate marketing. Targeting people with ads that aren't relevant to them, perhaps sending a message to somebody who is the wrong person, or really just giving people the content that they just never asked for, or an offer that they'll never use. When what we want you to do, what the industry wants, and more importantly, what the consumer wants, is personalization. We want you to go from guessing to knowing, from audiences to individuals, or as I like to put it, from creepy to cool. Now I know that sounds a little funny, but if you think about it, that fine line that we're walking is getting even finer. The faster we are able to go to market, the rise of programmatic and real-time bidding and advertising, and the more that we depend on big data and analytics to help us transmit and deliver the right message to the right person at the right time for the right price. In order to accomplish this, there are some pieces that are going to help you gather those pieces of the puzzle. And if we think of those pieces as data, what we have to remember is that there is a distinct path that data takes from agency or marketer to the audience and back. And it's that and back where we begin to learn a lot. That's where we begin to learn how people interacted with our content, what it was they did with our ads, and how they actually activated the offers and loyalty programs that we've provided to them. And the better and better we get at targeting them as individuals, the more relevant we can be. The more relevant we are, the cooler our marketing will be. And that's what we want. We want people to watch those commercials. We want them to read those ads. We want them to click on those banners. But they won't if it doesn't speak directly to them. And here's the catch. This is no longer about competitive differentiation. This is a consumer requirement. Now switch hats for a second. Take your marketer hat off, your executive hat off, and put on your hat as a consumer. Think of yourself as a customer, as a person. Think of that smartphone you may have in your pocket, that laptop you may have on your desk, that television you have in your home. Think about the different services that you use for streaming video, streaming audio, broadcast TV, video on demand. Think about the ads you've seen and the offers that you've accepted. You want them to be personalized for you, right? You expect those video services and streaming audio, you expect them to know you almost better than you know yourself, recommend appropriate content, provide the channels or the stations or the movies or the shows that you want. And when it comes to the ads and the offers, you want them to speak directly to you because it feels good. It gives us the sense that the companies, the brands that we interact with, they truly know us. Think about 20, 30 years ago. Used to be that when you were living in a small town or a small section of a city, when you went to the bank, the branch manager knew you. He knew your name, he knew your family, he knew your accounts, he knew your mortgage. When you went to a small grocery store, the grocer, she knew your name, she knew your family, she knew what products you liked. And we had that experience in lives that were a little smaller, a little slower. But the world is much bigger, and the world is much faster. And now big data and analytics doesn't just allow marketers to generate a better return on their investment. It allows us to provide the opportunity for large global brands or even small and medium-sized businesses to still achieve that personalized, I know you touch. And that is something that we want. I'd be willing to guess that's something you want. Now, let's put our hats back on as marketers, as advertisers. So how do we do this? We have to do this by gathering all the available information, bringing systems of record to meet systems of engagement. So transactions, customer history, CRM data, campaign data, information that we know about what customers have already done. That's the systems of record. Bring that together with systems of engagement, social data, things they're doing with their devices, our real-time marketing, real-time bidding, information we get from demand side, sell side, and data management platforms. Once we're able to bring that data together in an environment that allows us to work with it and run analytics at high speed, now we can start to build reliable, realistic profiles of the individuals we're targeting. And better yet, we can provide the value down to them. Consumers will share a lot of their data. If we respect their privacy, we keep their information secure, and we add value back to them. Once we're reasonably certain who we're talking to, now we can begin to run predictive analytics, and we can begin to take that information, share it with marketers and advertising teams who can then do the right thing. They can talk to us as individuals. They can give us what we want, when and where we want it. And that is cool. That is what marketers should be doing. That, in the end, is what we all want.